So, Coach, tell us about, we knew he was good. He had a great opener. And Kendrick Gant just seems to be getting better and better. Like, tell us about him.
Works. He just works hard, man. He works really hard at it. Tries to improve every day. Tries to get better at something every day. And I just think you see that coming to fruition a little bit. Working hard, doing what he's supposed to do, and improving daily. So I think that's what you're seeing.
When you have a guy like that at your position that you're coaching, where we see you guys coming here all the time, and we hear this name, that name for multiple years, and Kendre's been that name. When you're coaching a guy that obviously has that kind of potential, and you start to kind of see him getting closer to that, what are some of those things that you normally attribute to him being able to finally see it for himself?
I think it's about working, right? It's about just work, improve. And then when you finally have some success, the light kind of turns on a little bit. You know what I mean? So you work, and then you have a little bit of success. Well, you want more of that, right? So you'll continue to work. So I think that's half of it. You know what I mean? So he grind, and then he has a little bit of success. Well, I'm gonna work some more. Let me keep grinding. Let me keep working. I want to feel that some more. So I think that's part of it. Having a little bit of success, and then it always comes back to work. You know what I mean? So I think that's what it is.
Coach was talking about their ability to shorten games and how physical they are. So your unit is going to be a big part of, I'm sure, slowing some of that down. Let's talk about the challenges that Minnesota gives you.
Oh, yeah, Minnesota does a great job. They're big, really, really big, all across the front. Tight ends are huge. Got really good backs, got skill at the wide receiver position. So it's going to be a big challenge for us that we look forward to. But they're really, really big. They're going to try to lean on you, and Coach does a good job taking the air out of the ball. You know what I mean? He understands possessions. He wants to keep the ball, and he wants to keep possessions, and he wants to run it down your throat and then throw it over your head. So it's going to be a big challenge for us, but it's one that we're going to attack.
Y'all have done a great job, obviously, getting after quarterbacks and using your speed, but sometimes to a speed team with a lot of speed like y'all have, the best thing to do is be physical and run right at them. So talking about what is it going to take to combat that?
If that happens, that's kind of always the deal, right? If you're a small, fast team, you think teams are going to get big and just run right at you, right? So you got to have schemes and things for that, but you also got to be able to, put your cleats in the grass and let's use some pad level, let's go strike, let's go knock back, and let's put your big boy pants on a little bit. So I think that's part of it as well. So I think it's a mindset and mentality, and then, there's some things you try to combat that with, but you just got to be ready to go play. And, like we said, it's football. It's a physical game. So that's what you got to enjoy.
Yeah. How much do you anticipate, them kind of leaning on their rushing attack, and for you guys in a game where, that could be something that they do maybe as high as 70% of the time? Like, how much does that kind of get the guys excited for an opportunity to kind of fill some gaps and get down there and make some hard hits?
Yeah, I think the main thing is that you're excited for the opportunity, right? And, that's what they do. So they're going to do what they do. They're going to line up, do what they do. We're going to come in there and we're going to go play some ball. But I think the main thing is just to go execute and go have some fun, go cut loose, man. Go cut loose, let it hang. You know what I mean? So we're going to go cut loose, go try to get downhill on them and see what we can do.
One of the issues for the defense early on was the whole communication and getting plays in and being ready. Where are y'all in that process?
I think we're improving in that process. You can always get better, right? So if you ever have one where you're not totally set and all that type of stuff, you're always going to be on them about it. So we're just going to continue to improve on it and continue to work at it a little bit. But we're getting better on that. We're getting better on that phase, and we got to continue to get better in that phase.
Everybody does it, but y'all play 4 different linebackers. I'm sure y'all guys are going in and out and are part of that process, right?
Yes, sir. And our whole defense is part of that process. We play some packages. So you got to be on top of it. You got to get in, get out, and rotate in and out. And that comes back to communication. Communication, and you got to have great communication. It can't be good most of the time, and then sometimes not. So we got to make sure we're locked in the whole time and have that great communication.
Y'all get back to conference in the following week. What do you kind of sense this game means to the guys as you're coaching them this week in practice?
This week, this game, that's the only one I'm really thinking about. But I think they're just excited for opportunity. I think they're excited for opportunity to go up there and play a Big Ten opponent. You know what I mean? So they're excited for that and playing against some really good players, some guys that are really going to get drafted and are big time ball. And they're excited about the opportunity to go out there and have a chance to play. So I just think that's where we're at right now. And I try not to look ahead. You know what I mean? I know the next week's a conference game and I'm not done, but I just want to make sure, shoot, it's this week. It's this day. You know what I mean? It's today. What are we doing right now? So I'm just trying to look ahead to Minnesota, a great opponent, and let's go have some fun.
As a coaching staff, y'all know what it's like coming off big wins and what it's like coming off of heartbreaking losses. They're coming off of a heartbreaking loss. I mean, where they were winning big, almost like, oh yeah. So, well, is that something that as a coaching staff, like, you take into factor, or do you just ignore that?
Well, you know you're going to get their best shot, right? You know you're going to get their best shot. They come off a heartbreaking loss. You're going to get after them. Coach is going to get after them regardless, but they're going to get after them, and they're going to be ready to play. So you're going to get their best shot. There ain't no sneaking up on them. Ain't no sneaking up. You're going up to their house for their homecoming. So, yeah, so it's for their homecoming. So it's no sneaking up. You got to go walk in. Let's go play. You know what I mean? So you're going to get their best shot, and we know that, and that's what you want. You don't want to sneak up on them. You want to go play, get their best shot, and let's see where it's at.
So is the noise factor something to consider? Or?
Yeah, it's going to be a factor. You know what I mean? Especially for the offense. For us, usually their offense is on the field. They're not going to be as loud usually. You know what I mean? So, but especially for our offense and teams and stuff like that, noise is going to be a factor. It's going to be a big stadium, a lot of people in there. So it'll be a factor, but we got to communicate and use our signals and stuff like that. That's what it's for. That's what signaling and communicating is for. So that's what we got to use it for.